Hello all, this is JC3 from Is This Real? Do you want to start your own podcast? Then look no further than Buzzsprout.com. We here at Green Hour Media use Buzzsprout, and we love the team at Buzzsprout. They are all about helping you succeed. Buzzsprout gets your show listed in every major podcast platform. Follow the link in our show notes to let Buzzsprout know that we sent you. It gets you a $20 paid Amazon gift card if you sign up with a paid plan and helps support our show. Join us and over 100,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout.com to get your message out to the world.
From the Keith Winston Studios in Patterson, New Jersey, Green Hour Media proudly presents Is This Real? Tonight, we will discuss the misdeeds of Hillary Rodham Clinton and what caused her demise in the 2016 presidential election. And now your host, JC3.
Welcome everybody to another fantastic episode of Is This Real? This week's episode, as Big Joe said in the beginning, we're talking about Hillary Clinton, the 2016 election, and her email scandal, quote unquote.
Amongst other things.
But let's do the introductions. I'm JC3, as you said. We have Big Joe over there. Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
We have Roadblock in the booth tonight with us.
Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody?
And that's the booth for you people tonight. So, guys, Clinton, her emails, 2016 election. Where do we want to start? Do we want to start in 2016 with the election, or do we want to start with her emails? And, sorry.
Well, why don't you give us a little background of the emails?
Joshua, do you have a background of the emails?
I have a whole damn timeline here that I think leads up to the damn thing. It's way too much. Hold on.
There is a lot, but,
No, I can start. I can do a rough start.
I'm just here to look pretty.
Yeah, you do.
We don't have that kind of time.
Yeah, you do that. Anyway, well, first off, from what I see, 2008 is the first time something is recorded. The server used for ClintonEmail.com, apparently that's the actual email, is registered under the name Eric Hottenham. But apparently that's actually a misspelling because the actual name should have been Eric Hotham. He's the name. That's the name of a former Clinton aide. Mm-hmm. That's the very beginning. 2009, government employees are allowed to use private emails for government work. However, this practice is strongly discouraged. If using a private email, the agency must ensure that federal records sent or received on such systems are preserved in the appropriate agency recording system. Jump forward, we have, 2009, the domain Clinton Mail is registered, and longtime advisor to former President Bill Clinton, Justin Cooper, Hillary Clinton's email is set up as HDR22 at ClintonEmail.com. Looks like it fast forwards all the way to 2012, where her private email server was redesigned to use Google as the backup server. Come December 2012, congressional investigators asked Clinton if she uses a personal email. Jumps forward to 2013, March 20th. Reporter says that emails retrieved by a Romanian hacker called Guccifier? First time I'm hearing that one. Clinton used the ClintonEmail.com domain name and emails to advisors and friends because her original address is revealed in the article. Clinton changes her email address after that. July 2013, Clinton's email server is changed once again to be backed up by a McAfee-owned company.
McAfee?
Yes. September 2013, National Archives and Records Administration clarifies that personal email can only be used in emergency situations and that emails from personal accounts should be captured and managed in accordance with agency record-keeping practices. That's the basic gist of it until it jumps up to 2014. State Department requests all former secretaries of state submit any records in their possession. for proper preservation. State Department at the request of the State Department, Clinton hands over 55,000 pages, approximately 30,000 emails. Left out were emails deemed by her and her staff to be personal. Leads all the way to December 1st, 2014. President Barack Obama signs an update to the Federal Records Act that clarified how private emails are allowed to be used. According to the National Archives and Records Administration, this update prohibits the use of private email accounts by government officials unless they copy or forward any such emails into their government account within 20 days. Let's see, 2015, March 3rd, Clinton spokesman Nick Merrill says, like secretaries of state before her, she used her own email account when engaging with any department officials. Government businesses, she emailed them on their department accounts with every expectation they would be retained. When the department asked former secretaries last year for help ensuring their emails were in fact retained, they immediately said yes. Both the letter and spirit of the rules permitted State Department officials to use non-government email as long as appropriate records were preserved.
Real quick.
Yep.
The emails were leaked by WikiLeaks, right?
Eventually, Julian Assange got his hands on them, yeah. Here's a little tidbit what you're going over on, Josh. In November 2014, Barack Obama signed the Presidential and Records Act amendments. Now, what that did was, you said you had to turn over everything within 20 days.
Yes.
Even under this new law, though, however, the penalties are only administrative, not criminal. So basically, if there was something criminal about it, Barack Obama wound up signing a new, they got the new act to not make it criminal.
Okay,
so that's got to be that. See, the problem with this whole thing is they all work together. Okay, and Barack Obama is no different than anybody else that's got power. He did this with no, with a stroke of a pen. So anything she was going to do that was going to be violated, or anything that she did do to violate the law, would have came down as not criminal, and that's her. But unfortunately, with her is you had 300 and some thousand emails that were mixed in with classified information, and that's the problem. Okay, people that didn't have classified clearance were getting involved in it, and they were hacked by a bunch of different companies, and Julian Assange was one of them.
Okay,
so that's basically the gist of that.
I'm on the WikiLeaks website right now, and I have the whole 178 pages worth of her emails.
Damn.
And they're from her to a lot of different people. Robert Russo, Huma Abedin, Oscar Flores.
Huma Abedin, that was Anthony Weiner, the disgraced former senator out of New York. That was his wife.
She sent an email to herself. I don't know. One of them says, which it's weird that you see, it says conspiracy theory equal forward. European Times, Clinton injured U.S. Navy SEAL killed in secret mission to Iran. And what it says is basically it's to Oscar Flores. Jake thought you get a kick out of this conspiracy theory below. Unclassified U.S. Department of State case number whatever. Yeah, now that I think about it, I haven't seen Harry anywhere either. They're really just joking about a conspiracy theory about Clinton being, Hillary being either injured or like near death. It's weird to see these type of emails, I'll be honest.
Well, you see, why this thing blew up as bad as it did is because Hillary was asking the people, the public, to trust her. She wanted to become the president of the United States. So we should have undying trust in her that she wouldn't do something that's stupid. But she did. And it wasn't stupid. It was actually calculated on her part. She did what she had to do. She knew there was no penalty to it. And she told everybody that the server was set up in her Chappaqua basement when in fact it was actually set up side by side with Clinton Foundation server in a government in a Clinton owned office in Midtown Manhattan. Okay, that's part of the problem. You know, it wouldn't have been. No one would have cared, because again, you know, when James Comey in July of 2016 was looked into, he wanted to look into it, or he was forced to look into it. Didn't even bother. It was. I mean, he looked at it. He said, "You know what? There's nothing here." She was grossly inept. She was. It was a misconduct, but there's really nothing here. And then it went silent, which drove the Republicans crazy because, first of all, you have a scandal that you need to be looking into. You can't just let this thing go. This woman is asking to be the president. Okay.
Well, let me get to the point where I think that may have started from there and forward. If you backtrack a little bit to March 3rd, 2015, the State Department spokeswoman Maria Harf says there's no indication that Secretary Clinton used her personal email account for anything but unclassified purposes. While Secretary Clinton did not have a classified email system, she did have multiple other ways of communicating in a classified manner, including assistants printing documents for her, secure phone calls, and secure video conferences. March 4th, 2015, after 48 hours of silence, Clinton tweets, "I asked State to release them. They said they will review them for release as soon as possible." That same day, the House committee investigating the 2012 attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi, Libya, issues a subpoena for Clinton's Libya-related emails. So I think that is basically how it began with her email thread, correct?
Yes. Absolutely, because that was the beginning of her downfall. You know, when she basically walked away from the situation in Benghazi and let it happen and didn't really give a rat's ass. I'll cover Benghazi in a few minutes.
Yeah.
You know, this is what you get with this woman. She's a smug, narcissistic person who doesn't really care about anybody herself. And there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot to this story because I believe, and, you know, maybe this will, you know, facts will bear to back me up a little bit. She's a sick person. And I don't mean, you know, sick in a sense of she's a mental patient. I mean, she's sick. She's got, I mean, she has, you know, one of the doctors even thought she had Parkinson's. You know, there's videos of her freezing up on stage, and all of a sudden people come over and they can cover her up. So we'll get to that later. But as far as the emails are concerned, whenever you mix classified stuff with that, then I don't care what the penalties are. When you have staffers releasing or printing classified material, and then, you know, Russian hackers are hacking her servers, and they're going through it because she's not protecting classified information. That is a crime. That's a crime. Okay, setting up the servers, setting up the emails, whatever, that might not be punishable by any kind of criminal criminal whatever, but releasing documents, and you can't give this woman, if she's this inept, you know, with our stuff,
national security,
with our security, you know, you really want to give her the presidency? I'm glad that she didn't win.
Well, as of March 5th, 2015, that gives you some right to feel that way because it stated that it is revealed that Clinton isn't publicly registered as the owner of the domain and server used to operate her personal email. This makes it more difficult to trace the account back to her. Accounts were registered in her aides' names, and she used a proxy company to shield her involvement, which then leads to March 6, 2015. The State Department begins reviewing emails to determine what can be publicly released, not whether Clinton did anything wrong, though. And that also led to March 10th, where she held a 20-minute press conference at the United Nations. And I believe that involved some of the Benghazi events as well.
Yeah. It's a really sad situation that this woman would actually, you know, try to get away with this stuff. She paid a company, I believe it was in Florida, to create fake email accounts. So
once you pay someone to create fake email accounts, you know there's something wrong. Then you know you're doing something wrong. That's just how it is.
You know, I mean,
I didn't mean to cut you off, Dad.
That's right. She paid a firm in Jacksonville, Florida called Perfect Privacy LLC to plug in phony owner names for her email network on internet databases. So this is not something wasn't thought up. This shows clearly that she thought about this and how. So that I don't see how that cannot be criminal.
Yeah. So we're going to take a short little break right now, though, and we'll come back and continue to talk about Hillary and her emails. We'll be right back. Hello, this is JC3 speaking. If you want to know more about Is This Real podcast and our parent company, Green Hour Media, then visit greenhourmedia.org. You can find and follow all of our social media pages through our website. If you love our content, then you can support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel and our Patreon page. Remember, that is greenhourmedia.org.
Hello, hola, konnichiwa. I have a very important question for you. Is this real? That's the motto of our weekly podcast. We question everything from the paranormal to conspiracies, even the extraterrestrials. There's no topic we won't dive into. So tune in and listen to our show every Sunday at 8 p.m. And remember, folks, question everything.
And we are back. So, we are talking about Hillary Clinton and her emails. This week we're talking about Hillary. Last week we talked about Bill and his triumphs and or whatever the fuck you want to call them. Shut up. So, Dad, you want to go more into Hillary?
Well, there's a couple of things, a couple of side notes here. Yeah, and to me they're very important. The server had what they call an open. Had an open webmail portal, making it easier to run-of-the-mill hackers. James Comey, the then FBI director, noted there was evidence showing hacks by hostile actors. In other words, foreign dignitaries or foreign people trying to hack our, they found
AKA Russia.
Whatever. Capitol Hill sources speak in hushed tones about the Russian files because they don't want to use the word Russia. They don't want to implicate Russia for whatever reason. But Russia can do whatever they want, and nobody seems to care. Clinton was warned of a security vulnerability on her BlackBerry on her first official trip to China, and the State Department told her to stop using it. But Clinton decided to keep using it. She told a private audience in a paid speech that her BlackBerry was under attack constantly by the Chinese and the Russians. Hillary Clinton had a lot of classified information on that server. Then she turned around and she said there was nothing marked classified on my emails, either sent or received. Hillary Clinton told the House Benghazi Committee in a sworn statement. Now, here's the problem I have. It's a sworn statement. In other words, you have to be truthful or it's penalties of perjury. Okay. James Comey comes out right after this, again, the FBI, the then FBI director, and said that's not true. He told Congress, referring to Clinton's sworn statement. Comey's first investigation found 113 emails that had classified information in them, including emails that were clearly marked classified when they were sent. Clinton, for her part, claimed that she didn't know that a C marking on an email meant that it was classified or confidential. But yet she seems to have all the answers on the campaign that she wants to become president, and she doesn't even know how to keep things classified in our own government. This is the problem that a lot of people had with her. Okay. And then she decided that she was going to BleachBit, and BleachBit is an open source. You can get it on, for free on the internet, and it cleans your server for you. Okay. And she got rid of 3,000 emails at that point. I said 300,000 before, I was incorrect. And if there was nothing to worry about, why did she BleachBit them? Why did she get rid of them? Okay. This is the issue. And this is, I believe, is one of her downfalls of why she lost the election, because she was proved unworthy, not trustworthy, because the government wasn't doing a goddamn thing about it. They let her do whatever hell she wants, and that's because she's a smug.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hey, Ryan. Hi, this is Sarah Palin.
Ryan, Donald Trump Jr.
Harsh to win, see you. Hey, everybody, I want y'all to check out a fellow Marines podcast.
My name is Ted Nugent, and I got a call from my buddy Ryan F. Samuels, and he wants me to tell you that he's a working hard, playing all-American son of a who is celebrating God, family, country.
Welcome to the Ryan Samuels Show, one of the top political podcasts in the United States, where we have a healthy distrust for government and mainstream media. The Ryan Samuels Show is a raw, unfiltered look at American politics.
Well,
Bitch.
yeah. So that's gonna transition us into why the 2016 election went the way it did. Because if you listened to how the 2016 election was being portrayed, at one point, like, it was like, oh, Hillary Clinton's going to win over Donald Trump in a landslide. And that didn't happen the way it was. Donald Trump won, we all know, and we had 4 years of Trump in the White House. But I don't know. For me, Hillary... again, I wasn't. Well, I was. Hold on. I don't know. I didn't vote in the 2016 election. But I would have never voted for Hillary no matter what, because she just doesn't appeal to people.
No, there's a lot wrong with her. There's a lot wrong. Her health is definitely against her. Okay, I mean, there's videos of her having seizures on at rallies where they have to come in, they got to grab her and take her off the stage, or at the 9/11 event, she had to get off the thing and she claimed it was pneumonia. But if you see the video, she's standing there as stiff as a rock, and she's being surrounded by all her cronies and pushed into the car. Okay,
well, there's also one video. I don't know if you've ever seen this one, Josh. It was a video of her. She was talking to somebody, and that person, it was a fan in the audience, and the person made her laugh, and she kind of like threw her head back and like
she
shook.
looked like she was having a seizure.
Yeah.
Now that's not proven. You can't. I mean, just from video, looking at that video, it went viral. I was watching it before. Yeah, it does look to me like she had a seizure. Okay, and coupled with the fact that Bill Clinton said that she faints regularly. Okay, she had a concussion. She fell down. She was in, I believe it was India. She fell twice coming down the steps. Okay.
Who knew that you and Hillary would have something in common, Joshua?
Shut up. Anyway, Bill actually admitted that she faints, passed
on
out,
a
whatever.
PBS special, Bill admitted that she actually fainted. She faints quite a lot. Okay, to me, if I'm a betting man and you get inside Bill's head, I don't think Bill wanted to be president either.
I don't think Bill wants to be married.
Well, I can't speak for Bill, but if he was smart, he'd run the other way. Okay.
Well, I mean, once you stick your dick in another woman or another woman's mouth, yeah, you don't really want to be married at that point.
Yeah, there were certain times when she had massive coughing fits at campaign rallies and couldn't stop. Okay. She had a concussion that Bill said took months to get over. All right. She had a seizure on the 23rd of July in 2016. She had to be helped into the SC Strong headquarters, which is I forgot what SC Strong was, but she couldn't do it on her own. And this is just a few of them. She had her bodyguards around her all the time. She would zone out. She would spaz out. She would look like somebody stuck an electric probe up her ass. Okay, this is not somebody, and the public is watching. The public is not stupid. Okay, but you got some of these diehards that would vote for her. It didn't matter what she did, they were going to vote for her. But there wasn't enough of them because Donald Trump turned out to be. You may not have liked everything he said, but you liked his message. And Hillary, after she called everybody deplorable, this is the problem. She made herself not likable, and she still isn't likable. I mean, that's just part of the reason why she lost that election.
Well, I've also heard from a lot of people too that no matter if she would have won, a lot of people were afraid that Bill would be running the country through her.
You mean just like Obama is now with Biden?
Yes, a puppeteer.
Okay. Biden. I'm not even going to go into Biden right now. That's an episode for
Biden's another story. But yes, a lot of people feared that Bill would be running the country through her.
And to a certain part, that I can see that's not a problem. I mean, you're the president of the United States. Your husband served for 8 years. What better resource would you have than to go to him and say, Bill, let me throw this at you. I want to do it this way. Give me some reasons not to, or give me some reasons to do it. That's a great thing to have. You can't just buy that kind of experience. However, Hillary just wanted to run off and say, I'm the queen now, and that's it.
Well, I have here from The Atlantic. It's I guess a newspaper or a news website, and it's titled "Why Hillary Lost." So they turn around and they said first they contend Clinton need not have wholly seated white working class voters to Trump, who won them by a large margin, and then Ronald Reagan in '84. Meanwhile, she failed to get young people and minorities to apply, aptly named Obama coalition, excited about her candidacy. Both of these weaknesses, critics say, could be traced back to a message that emphasized social diversity over economic fairness, and the Clintons' team overweening confidence blinded it to her weakness. That's what this paper said.
Well, I could agree with that. I could believe that, there was, again, we're going to go back to this situation where, and I said it before, and I probably, ad nauseum, Hillary Clinton being a Democrat, she's going to want to preach to and the reason why she didn't get the black coalition is very simple. Because after 8 years of Obama, the last 4 years of Obama, people of color were turning sour to him. You had his certain his dyed-in-the-wool people. But they're like, wait a minute, you promised us this, you promised us that, and you gave us nothing. And that's the mantra of a true Democrat. They will always do that. They will tell you straight out, we're going to help the black man, we're going to help the Hispanics, we're going to help that. But in reality, they don't do anything. All they do is tell them and try to keep them down on how bad everybody's treating them, and they're going to be the saviors. And that's what happens every 4 years with the Democratic Party. So she did not get the black vote for a lot of reasons. A, she was sick. B, you couldn't trust her. The email scandal, the Benghazi scandal, when she let people die and didn't give a shit, and then she had the balls to sit there at the Benghazi hearing and say, "Well, what's the difference if they're dead?" Okay, what's the difference? They don't have families either.
Josh, you look like you had something to say.
Only reason she lost the election was because she brought hot sauce to a rally.
That's another thing.
And just popped it out of her purse for no fucking reason whatsoever.
That was the one glaring fact of why she lost the election.
Look, your cohort right here sitting next to you has no idea about politics whatsoever, okay? That was probably the one video I did see of Hillary Clinton in the fucking news, was her randomly sitting there laughing with a whole bunch of people who happen to be people of color, and then randomly pulls out a fucking bottle of hot sauce out of her purse. Mm-hmm. For what reason, I have no fucking idea.
Well, she was in Harlem, and she wanted to show everybody what a black person she was.
A down-ass bitch she is.
Yeah. She wanted to show.
Okay, to go on the record. To go on the record. You two right now know me for at least 15 years. I've lived up and down the East Coast. A good majority of my life I've spent basically within the Patterson, Clifton, and Passaic area of New Jersey.
Oh, is this a come clean thing?
No. Listen, okay. Just listen. I have made friends and known people of plenty of different races through my life. Not once, not fucking once, have I ever had a friend of color, primarily black or African American, whichever they prefer to be, known as, just randomly carry a fucking bottle of hot sauce with them. If they use it on the food, yeah, sure. But no one fucking carries it around with them.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hello, nerds. Come listen to the History Nerds United podcast, and let's make history fun again. We interview today's best authors, whether they are established Pulitzer Prize winners or someone debuting their first book. Let us show you that history is not a boring class you took in high school, but a place where the best stories come from. And we don't just cover history, we also love to chat about true crime, biographies, memoirs, and so much more. So head on over to History Nerds United and let us introduce you to your new favorite book and learn the story behind the story.
History Nerds United.
Weirdly enough, the one person I've known that has carried a bottle of hot sauce on them,
Anthony.
It was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anthony did carry a bottle of hot sauce.
Yeah, that's because he's nuts. My point being, people of color. Yeah, that too. My point being, people of color don't carry that around.
Okay.
There's some that could
Well,
probably
no,
prove
you
me.
know,
They
it's-
could probably prove me wrong.
But it's like going to
But what the
going
hell?
to any type of racial person and turn around and using that whatever the hell it's called against them. Like not against them, but it's like, hey, look, I'm surrounded by a bunch of Puerto Ricans.
Okay,
look
but-
at my knife. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry,
Like,
you can't win people over by doing that.
Yeah,
That's just my
not at all.
personal opinion. You can't win anybody over that. You win people over by, I don't know, I guess being charming or actually informing, educating, actually showing people what it is you want to do. At least that's my idea from a non-political
Well,
stance.
see, that's what made Donald Trump, from the minute he came down the escalator in Trump Tower, so appealing to guys like me, because I'm sick and fucking tired of the country being given away by the special interest groups. And I mean for everybody. I'm talking about the whites, the blacks, the Hispanics, the Chinese, the thissies, the thatties, whatever ease you want to call them. Okay, everybody has an agenda, and we're giving money to everybody just because we don't hear them bitch anymore. Well, that's not how the country's supposed to work. You're not supposed to let the southern border wide open and let everybody come in here. So the people of the hardworking people of the United States got to pay for it. He tapped into a resource that was never tapped into before. And of course, when you feel that way, and then, right away, then you become a racist. That word that they love so much, racist. Okay? And that's the problem I have with all of this shit. And there was a problem I had with her. She was not believable from day one. Okay? Donald Trump, I may not have believed everything he said, but his sentiment was what I wanted to hear at the time.
Yeah, the funny part about it, though, is you take that little act by her, by pulling up the hot sauce in Harlem. It's the equivalent of what Biden said, and said that if you vote for Donald Trump, you're not black. It's the same
That doesn't count either. That should not count. Right? I'm not political. Again, not political, but he should have lost just on that statement.
Like that's the equivalent. So the reason why Trump lost, people are tired of Trump. A lot of people were tired of Trump, and
No, that's not the reason why he lost.
that's another subject.
Okay, right. We're not going into the 2020 election.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's definitely not the reason why he lost.
Well, we have, if you want to listen to our post-election, we do have a post-election episode up, and we have an Angry Uncle episode up of our own dear Uncle Keith and his Angry Uncle rants about the 2020
Which is
election.
absolutely brilliant. You can find it on Spotify and wherever you download your podcast.
It's still on the Is This Real Spotify page if you want to go down all of our podcast episodes. But we're gonna take a short little break, and then we're gonna come into and do our usual last-minute regards and stuff like that. So we'll be right back.
If you're looking for a dining experience like no other in the North Jersey area, Sopranos Pizza and Restaurant is your place. Located at 400 Minnesink Road in Totowa, New Jersey, Sopranos offers pizza, sandwiches, Italian delights such as specialty pizzas, seafood, soup, salad, burgers, sides, and much, much more. Free delivery on all orders, more convenient ordering online. Download the app on Google Play or in the Apple Store and track your order. Or if you prefer, just stop by and pick it up. Either way, Sopranos Pizza and Ristorante in Totowa always satisfies. Pleasant staff, exceptional atmosphere, and great food. Open 10 to 10 every day. Visit their website at www.sopranospizzeriamenu.com or phone 973-256-7115. That's 973-256-7115. Sopranos Pizza. Give it a try.
And we are back, and apparently I'm the only one on the fucking mic right now. Anywho, so we are coming towards the end of this episode.
Thank God.
And coming towards our Clinton segments. Coming to the end of our Clinton segments.
And you know what? I'm thankful we did them, but I'm thankful they're over with now because I just am tired of talking about these two assholes.
Well, I mean, there's a lot to talk about the Clintons.
There is. I mean, we only have 45 minutes, a week to talk about them. And
I mean, we could still go over what we
who
want.
Who the fuck's going to want to sit and listen to this shit?
Well, the Clinton stuff is very interesting. We only touch the, like what we do on these programs. We only touch the surface of these subjects. We don't dig really, really deep in because, unfortunately, we just over-talk a lot, and we don't get very deep into subjects.
Speak for yourself. You over-talk.
Blowy, I'm the host. I'm supposed to over-talk.
He's the host. Now he's Italian.
I'm the host. Then why don't you go fuck yourself, huh? But yeah, so...
Son of a bitch.
That sounds about right.
But yeah, so we're coming towards the end of our Clinton episodes, thank God. And I don't know, what do you for this episode specifically, Dad? Like, just explain in one sentence, not one sentence. Sorry,
Go ahead.
just explain real short why you think that the Clinton email scandal is a scandal, and why it's bad.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Why it's bad? It was basically because she decided that she was going to do it at all costs. Okay. She lied about it, number one. She lied to Congress about it. She decided that she was going to set up 5 different servers. She said the server was in her basement. It wasn't. It was in Midtown. She also she paid other people to create fake fake email documents. So this wasn't something that was done by random. It was calculated, and it was done that she had classified information on there and didn't give a rat's ass what happened to it. She was careless. She was, again, smug. She thinks that she's entitled. Okay, because her husband was the executive in chief at one time, and she's not entitled. And the people bared it out. She's never going to want to run again this year. She's not running.
No,
she's not going to run again. People don't want to go near her. Okay, she's a pariah.
Yeah, and every time she's run for president, she's lost.
Well, yeah, she's a pariah, and she does not need. If this country is smart, and sometimes I really question if it is, they wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot pole.
America smart? Come on.
You know what? America, as bad as America is, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Oh no, we're the number one country. We're the best country in the world.
That you've ever been to.
That you lived in.
You can't sit there and say it's the best country ever because you haven't lived in any other country. It is the country that you love because you are here and you don't want it to go nowhere else.
There's not as much freedom as much as we have in America.
True, but what kind of freedom are you looking for?
All right, like there's tyranny everywhere. But why do you keep doing that?
Because it's fucking creepy.
She's a creepy woman.
I'm looking at a picture, Pop. I'm trying to turn the computer very easily.
You gotta turn the computer up.
Just to show you why I've been making the same face.
Okay.
Back or behind the monitor. Mm-hmm. That just creeps me out. I don't know why.
She's creepy. And I'm going to tell you something. You guys have heard me say Malachi Martin, right? Father Malachi Martin many times.
Yes.
Father Malachi Martin went on record to say that the Clintons are what he calls perfectly possessed. In other words, they're not going to sit there. Even Bill, they're not going to sit there and spill, spit pea soup or not in the classic sense.
Yeah.
But they are somehow possessed by evil spirits. And I absolutely believe that.
That evil spirit that's possessing Bill then is one dumb fucking sounding devil.
Whatever.
But, oh, Jesus. I mean, like, as far as, I don't know about that, and as far as, I have not seen any proof whatsoever about evil spirits inside.
That's just a personal observation.
I know. I'm just saying.
So let's move on.
But as far as the 2016 election, Joshua, I'll turn to you for that one. What, besides her hot sauce incident, as we're going to put it.
That's it. That's all I've got from this 2016 election. I know she lost, and she looks creepy, and she had hot sauce in her purse. That's all I can say.
All right, so I don't have
from
to
my
ask
experience.
Question, right,
literally,
cool.
that from my experience at that point, I had very little even.
In 2 words, why
political
did she lose? Hot sauce.
Exactly. I had very little. I still technically do have very little political experience, so I can't make any judgments other than she's dumb.
I will sit there
for having hot sauce in her purse.
I'll sit there and ask both of you, and you can take turns to, answering these questions. How did you feel these last 3 episodes about the Clintons? What have you learned, and what do you think? Besides making fun of his laugh, and then he got a job on the job.
Josh's dopey impression. I mean,
or that Josh is impressed that he got a job on the job.
It's stuff that I followed it very closely, so it's not. I didn't come across any revelations. This stuff is pretty.
Dad.
Well, no, it's not like I learned anything because I've been following this stuff for 20 years. It's not something that just like, I found, oh my God, Clinton did it. This is what is. You learn over time that you know if you study enough or you listen enough, you'll get to know what they're saying and listen to their rhetoric. You'll know what it's all about. You know, so I mean, to me, and I said it all in this whole one episode. She's smug. She's smug, and she thinks she can get away with anything she wants to get away with. She thinks she's entitled. The whole fucking Clinton family thinks that way.
Oh, well, I'm not even talking about the Clinton family because I don't...
Well, I'm going to talk about the Clinton family. I mean, Hillary and Bill. They honestly believe who they are.
And Chelsea.
Okay, Chelsea not so much. She's going to lie for her mother, father. I get that.
Chelsea.
But the other two, forget it. They're shrouded.
They only have one
with
daughter,
controversy.
right? It's Chelsea?
Yeah, they're shrouded with controversy and mysteries and mysterious deaths. Got to say it.
I wish we had a camera.
Why?
Because he's going up and down pictures of Bill and Hillary and just making their faces. That's all he's doing. I don't have no political knowledge.
Anyway,
but Hillary looks like this.
What do you want from me? All right, I'm slowly getting there.
So next week, not for our audience, but the next episode that's going to happen. Joshua, do you want to tell what next week's episode is going to be about?
I'll say the name, but I'm not going to give it away.
Well, of course, you're going to give it away.
No, I'm not going to go into any actual details.
No,
I will just say the
something
name.
that Joshua and Cito, I believe, Cito will be on that episode.
He should be. I will be double checking with him just to make sure.
But just so everybody knows, so this is not actually to come out. Next week is going to be we're 3 weeks ahead,
right?
Or 2 weeks ahead. Next week is going to be my birthday week, so we're taking off for my birthday because my birthday actually falls on Thursday. And we're going to the Met game.
Don't need details.
People don't need details.
Yeah, this is going to be passed by the time when this goes up.
You think they're going to be walking up and down the fucking stands looking for a guy with Is This Real shirt on?
Again, when this airs, my birthday will be over by 2 weeks.
Okay.
So,
what was your next question?
So Joshua, please tell the people what the next week's episode is going to be about.
Next episode is going to be neo-feudalism.
And I know nothing about what that is.
Yeah, exactly. You have like 2 weeks to do your damn homework.
Yeah, I'm right now. I'm Josh in politics. It sounds important.
It does sound important.
So we're gonna.
Sounds like the most important thing we've ever done.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna get with my cousin and we're gonna do good homework. We're gonna structure it and stuff like that. And basically, you two can just sit there and be pretty.
Yeah, the backstory on that, like we sat there, like we thought we were gonna do more of the like powerful families this season, and Cito and Josh went, you know what? If we're gonna do powerful families, we have to do neo-fucking-feudalism. And me and Dad went, what? We were like, what the fuck is that?
Then we're gonna get into the really heart of the matter for the year.
Oh yeah, and then
we
get
have
into
2
our
shows and we
religious
have 2
episodes.
guests on. We have 2 different shows and we have a guest on each one.
And by the way,
I can't
our
wait.
episodes for the religious episode we might have an extended booth. We might have at least 6 or 7 people not in the booth, but we're gonna be doing not live episodes, but like YouTube episodes,
right?
For those religious episodes because people can be in.
That's going to be. We're going to do it that way. That's the only way to do it. Something like this because this is going to be very, especially with the guests now, in the one topic that's coming up. I don't want to give it away, but it's going to be a really.
Well, the topic was given away in our season preview.
I'm talking about the exact what this guy's going to bring to the table. Yeah. It's really really cool. We're going to leave it up to the people to decide.
Oh, of course. So, from all of us here at Is This Real? Everyone
and
say
Green Hour Media.
And Green Hour Media. Everyone say good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Remember, everybody, question everything. We'll see you next week.
Konnichiwa, bitches. It's Ryu West speaking. If you want to find out more about the Is This Real podcast, follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/isthisrealpc or on Twitter at isthisrealpc or on Instagram at isthisrealpodcast, all one word.